reporting from GenCon 2016. I'm here with Greg, who has agreed to tell us a little bit about a new release, New Bedford, published by Greater Than Games. The game, as I understand, has just been released. It's just available here at GenCon for the first time, right?
It's the first time after it's been sent out to Kickstarter back here.
Perfect. So, can you tell us a little bit about the game?
All right. So, New Bedford. Excuse me. New Bedford is a worker placement game. It takes place during 19th century New Bedford, Massachusetts. At this period in history, New Bedford was kind of at the height of the whaling boom. So it was known as the city that lit the world because it supplied whale oil all over the place. And so we're kind of like reliving that. We're building the city of New Bedford. We're also going to be sending ships out to go whaling. And it sounds like, oh, whaling, that's kind of a touchy subject. But the whole idea is that we've handled it very respectfully, and we kind of want people to see what were the consequences of that. It's an educational experience at the same time. So that's New Bedford.
So here's what the game looks like. I mean, I guess, well, is the board?
Yeah, so
here's been on a mat for demo purposes, but so tell me what the board will look like.
So, what we have over here, this is the main town board. So this is a worker placement game. So these are your action spaces, basically. On your turn, you're going to place one of your workers on one of these action spaces, and you'll take its associated action. So this is the main board that it always starts out with, and see, you always start with these 5 same actions. As the game goes on, you're going to be building buildings. You're going to be making New Bedford larger. And you're going to be placing like, oh, now I've got the Siemens Bethel out there. That's another new thing. That's actually victory points that you'll get at the end of the game. But like the bank, for example, is another action space. So that's something that now I could place another worker on and take an even more powerful action from that. So it's a worker placement game that is expanding as the game goes on. This is half of the board. The other half of the board is the whaling board. I'm sorry, it's kind of on the other side of the table there. This is where, as the game goes on, you'll be sending your ships out to sea. You'll be sending them out, and they'll be going out there to pick up whales out of the bag. And it's kind of a chip pull system there, so you get to like have a little bit of luck of the draw, a little bit of gambling, but big rewards.
So the whales are in here.
Yeah. So
can I peek?
Yeah, absolutely. There are 4 types of tiles in there right now. So there are 3 types of whales. There's a right whale, there's a bowhead whale, and there's a sperm whale. And there are also these open sea tiles. These are nothing.
Yeah, I assume that would be the case.
All the whales are worth something. The open sea tiles aren't worth anything. And you'll notice as you continue going whaling, you're pulling these out, but these always go back in.
Oh, so, I see. Oh, that's the educational aspect.
Exactly.
You show how you're depleting the resources.
And so as you send more and more whaling ships out, there are no more whales left to get, and they're just gone, and there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, I mean, you destroy the resources that you rely on.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. There is a game, Giants, which is about Easter Island, where also you destroy the island in the process, and you're like, oh, that's an interesting ecological subject.
Sure.
But back to us. What would you say makes this game different from other worker placement games, for example?
Well, first of all, it does have a little bit of I hesitate to say push your luck element to it, but you are kind of doing a little gambling when you go whaling. You may not get anything. That may be some wasted time and resources that you've done out there, with the potential for a really big payoff. So that's a little unusual in worker placement games because they tend to be a little more deterministic. You know what you're getting out of a thing, and this becomes the whaling becomes a competition. Like it's almost its own little competition inside of the competition of the game. So that's a very unique aspect. And also we really focused heavily on the historical nature of this. So like, for example, the Siemens Bethel is actually the name of the chapel in New Bedford, Massachusetts.
Oh, I see.
Like, this is modeled after the historical New Bedford, Massachusetts. So it's really good if you want to see what the town was like, 100 years ago.
Well, it looks like a very interesting game. Thank you, Greg, for telling us about New Bedford by Greater Than Games, and available here at GenCon 2016 for the first time.
Yep, thank you very much.